as always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
I got to go with Nick Chubb. Chubb Crunch. Are you a cereal guy, Gabe?
I used to love cereal, and I've tried some of the like keto-ish cereals, some of the like high protein, like
Ugh.
Kashi's pretty good. I've tried the Magic Spoon. I'm sure you've heard that ad on podcasts if you listen to other ones.
Those
I've
sound
tried it, but it's
disgusting.
just like, you know.
Get back to Lucky Charms. I don't know what you're doing. Or may I suggest some Chubb Crunch? Nick Chubb has launched his own cereal, and it's got like a Batman shape to it. He wanted to help the city of Cleveland as well, and a portion of the proceeds go to a really good charity, First Candle, that helps with SIDS, which is really close to him. But I thought that was awesome to be able to launch your own cereal would be amazing. And it also made me think of the strangest thing ever. My son loves Lucky Charms, but he's 7 and he does not eat cereal with milk. Dry, just hand picks it. What do you think about that? I feel like it's the worst way to experience Lucky Charms.
Okay, so this reminds me, I think my initial reaction is, well, he's definitely your son. Do you remember was it last season? I think it was last season. Maybe it was 2 seasons ago. I don't know. It all runs together. Do you remember when you discovered the cereal bars, the Lucky Charm bars?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So you were doing exactly what your son is doing.
Well, the cereal bars were the great way for me to have Lucky Charms on the go, which is not something you can
You're
really do.
I just want to point out one thing. You would eat a full box of them, dude. That is not having cereal on the
Yeah,
go. You would mow through like 8 of them.
that's true. That's true. Let's not talk about my disgusting habits. Let's talk about Nick Chubb and his new cereal. If you could, would you do a cereal if you could start one food? If you could launch a product, launch a food, what would it be?
One food, what would it be? Okay, I I eat peanut butter every single day.
Ooh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure every single day. And it's been every single day for a very, 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 very long time. We're talking for
Just
like
walk by and scoop it and eat it straight out of
I
the.
will so after I work out, I will do a shake, and people normally put the peanut butter in the shake, right? I make my shake. I put my spinach and my greens in there, and then I put my protein powder, my frozen berries, maybe some almond milk if I'm feeling crazy. But I don't put the peanut butter in the shake. I make the shake, I drink the shake, and then as my post workout shake dessert, I eat 2 full scoops of peanut butter. Like, and I enjoy them. Like it's not like one giant thing. It's disgusting. I know it's disgusting, but I really enjoy it. I do it
It's
like every day.
it's not disgusting. I love it, but my problem is I don't have the discipline. If I pull out a peanut butter jar and a spoon, and like I've made that decision, it's already made it out of the pantry and into the kitchen. There's no chance that just 2 spoons are happening. I'm going to eat pretty much the entire jar of peanut butter.
That's
So,
fair. And full disclosure, that I maybe have gone that dark down that dark path once or twice.
so you would launch an Ikard peanut butter? Is that
I
what you're
think
telling me?
or the obvious one is probably ranch dressing. Like my passion for a good thick homemade ranch, like none of this runny bullshit. Like I want some ranch with some substance and some flavor. I feel like if I got with the right food chemists, I could do something special with the ranch dressing. Ranch dressing would probably be my top one just because like there are some good ranches out there, but I feel with my passion for the subject, I would do something great.
That's good. Yeah, and it's true. Not all ranch dressings are created equally. There
No.
are definitely better ranch dressings out there. So you're right. But shout out to Nick Chubb. for getting his cereal up and running, Chubb Crunch, and giving the proceeds to a really good charity.
Yeah. Did he sign a contract extension too?
Yeah, 30-some $million. No
Yeah,
big
that
deal.
helps. That helps you launch a cereal. That's awesome.
That's right.
Dude, he's an awesome player.
He is. I don't think he gets nearly enough credit for how good of a job he's done there and how good Cleveland's been running the football. Rarely
That
talked
O-line
about,
is
but they're
legit.
fantastic.
That O-line's one of the best in the league too. I'm fired up to watch Baker and the Brownies this year. Did you watch any of the Browns preseason game?
No.
On Sunday? This is all you need to know because Baker didn't play, Chubb didn't play, Myles Garrett didn't play. Friend of the show, Joe Thomas, was on the call for NFL Network. And he was in the booth, him and Andrew Hawkins, who also former teammate of mine. We were all three teammates on a 1-15 Cleveland Browns team. And so I was watching to hear them on the call because they're both really good. And the camera pans to Joe in the booth, open air booth. And I think it was sticky in Cleveland. And when I tell you he is sweating through the dress shirt, it is damn near all the way through. And
wow.
He started trending on Twitter because of it. It was amazing. And it just reminded me how miserable that opener at Tulane is going to be for me on the sideline and how disgusting I'm going to be during that game.
It's going to be brutal. That's funny, though. I mean, at some point, he's got to get like a fan. I don't know what you do. The bad thing about whenever you're dressed up nice is it's always way hotter. And when you're doing TV, if you start to get a trickle of sweat, you start to worry about that trickle of sweat. And worrying about that trickle of sweat makes you sweat even more. It's horrible. I hate that for the guy.
It is, and it was bad. I'm finding a picture of it right now. I can't move on from this without showing you. So here we go. There it is. If you watch on YouTube.
Oh yeah. That's just full on.
That's brutal, man. But hey, yeah. And I will say this, and remember that happened to Dusty. Remember he was calling that game in the swamp. This is one thing about guys that used to be really big. Once you lose the weight, you think, I've lost 65 pounds, and you think like the sweating is going to reduce. False. It never, if anything, it increases. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense, Dad. It just never leaves you. Once you're a fat, sweaty guy, you're just sweaty the rest of your life, apparently.
Oh, that's brutal.
All right. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I got to go with punching bags here. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you rather get knocked out in a real sanctioned fight, or would you rather get knocked out on, in regular day life on social media video that goes viral?
Sanctioned fight every time.
Agree.
If you get knocked out by a trained fighter, that's one thing. If you get knocked out in one of these NFL fan fights, you just look like an idiot.
Well, you've got Roosevelt Roberts got knocked out in the UFC fight by a spinning wheel kick directly to the face right as the fight was about to end. That was brutal. And then the poor husband eats a straight right after his wife starts a fight. I felt so bad for the guy. He's just sitting there. Oh, it's so brutal.
He's just
so brutal.
He's just okay. And I know that video. No, I want to make it clear. There's no winners in that video, right?
No.
Because, and if you haven't seen it, it happened at the Steelers preseason game. This woman is just berating this man. And it's clear they do not know each other. And then she slaps him upside his head. And to his defense, he is about to just stroke her with a straight right, and he stops himself. And then her husband is obviously forced to jump in and the husband, and I'm not exaggerating, takes a nap in the stands. Like he gets put straight to sleep, and the lady took a few shots too, but it's like, you can't just hit random people you don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, once again, no winners. I mean, it was an ugly clip. I mean, I watched it and I was like, damn, what the? But
we've got a bad trend going on here at NFL.
It's bad, right? That maybe I'm naive to it, but have the fights in NFL stadiums always been this bad, or did people just lose their minds? I know that a lot of people didn't get to go to games last year, and some people not handling going to games well right now.
I don't know what it is. I think they've always been there. It's way easier now to video them. They get posted on social media way quicker. That's one thing. We're just more aware of them because one does not happen where it doesn't make the rounds. But you can't get in a fight at a game. You just you got to figure out a way to get around it. You can't do it. It's horrible.
Where is stadium security in all of this? Like, you don't even see them like coming from anywhere. Like, they're not even in the videos. Like, I thought that
you probably have like one 70-year-old guy per section of like 3,000 people.
That's a good point. I'm being too hard on stadium security. Stop fighting each other, people. Stupid dude. I will say this. Normally in the fan fight videos, it's very easy to pick a side, right? That one for the Steelers, I watched it and I was like, don't think I need to watch that again. It just made me feel gross. I was like, yeah.
You kind of switch sides throughout. It's like, oh, whoa, well, that was uncalled for. Oh, that reaction may have been a bit much, and you just kind of back and forth.
And then all of a sudden, the guy's asleep.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, that I will say that little spinning kick. I don't watch a ton of UFC. Saw that one. Whoa.
Yeah.
Night.
And you hate whenever they get the picture, the perfect timing, just as the foot is entering your face and it deforms your face is forming around the foot. Not good.
Just going back to like your original question, like if someone roundhouse kicks me to the face and knocks me out, I'm not sure how mad I can be, because like clearly I was not prepared for what this person had to offer. You get knocked out in the stands fight. There's
usually something leading up to knowing that's about to pop off, but walking into the spinning roundhouse, not very good.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be too ashamed about that, but whatever. Ted, for my winner of the weekend, I thought about going with common sense because Ross Dellinger reported that NCAA officials are working to expand the annual 25-person signing limit in college football. Once the transfer rules changed, that rule no longer made sense to anyone. And it sounds like a new rule is on the way. Now, it hasn't been cemented, but it seems to be trending to where a school can sign 25 new players and will get additional spots for every player that enters the transfer portal on their own. Now, you can't force a player out or any of that stuff. That's still going to be against the rules, it sounds like. But I'm not sure if there's going to be a cap on those extra spots. But, Ted, this is just something that needed to happen. I mean, it's common sense.
Yeah, it is. It makes it really difficult for teams to know how many kids to offer and not knowing exactly, it just makes it difficult to balance your roster. Not knowing how many guys are going to enter the transfer portal, you could be decimated and hit your signing limit and still not have enough guys on your roster. So yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a cap of some sort and maybe a deadline of some sort, but definitely a change needed to happen. I know coaches were some worse than others, but put in a bad spot in that, not really having much maneuverability. So yeah, I'm glad something's going to happen.
Yeah. So anybody that doesn't understand it, basically what they're saying is like, if your team has 5 people enter the transfer portal, you can bring 25 countable guys into the class, and then you'll have 5 more spots. So that class could be 30 guys. You could have 30 new players. So it makes sense. And that allows everyone to stay very close to the 85 scholarship limit, which is what we all want. We want kids on scholarship playing college football. So I think that is going to be a good thing. Will there be unintended consequences? Sure. I don't know what they'll be, but I'm sure people will find something to bitch about. But my winner of the weekend, I'm going with the rookie QBs in the NFL. Ted, and I'm starting with your man, Trey Lance, because he starts the preseason game against the Chargers. Not well. I mean, it wasn't going well. 1 for 5 start, had the interception, didn't look like it was going particularly well, but bounces back, ends up 8 of 14, has 2 touchdowns, puts together 2 touchdown drives there for San Francisco. And I thought it was impressive the way he bounced back after starting the way that he did. Then you had Zach Wilson, who, man, that dude looks good for the Jets. I mean, he looks smooth, and 9 of 11 for 128 and 2 touchdowns against the Packers. Packers didn't play a lot of their starters on defense. I understand that, but that doesn't change the fact that he is running the show well for the New York Jets. Just looks confident out there, getting in and out of the huddle, getting them in the right plays, know where he's protected, know when he's not protected, gets rid of the football in those situations. I mean, he looks good. I'm worried for Jets fans because they're starting to get really excited. And normally when that happens, something bad happens to that player. Like, that's usually how it goes for that franchise.
Yeah, in the preseason is the preseason, and you can take some things from it for sure, but one of the problems is a guy performs really well against a second and third team from who knows where, guys that aren't even going to be on the roster. And as a fan base, you take a lot of these things from that and expect the same type of play during the regular season, and it doesn't happen, and you're pissed. While you definitely want those guys to look good early, I wouldn't take too much away from it, good or bad, just yet. Let's see what happens with the live bullets.
I will say this: Zach Wilson, smart guy, finding the tight end, Ted, finding the big tight end. And then last rookie QB we saw, Justin Fields. Now, I'm not sure how well he actually played, but now he definitely needs to understand his rules better in empty protection. That guy is yours, Justin. The guy that just took your head off, you're responsible for him, not the offensive line. If I hear one more person say, their O-line's got to protect him, no, that's his guy in protection. If that guy kills him, it's his fault. That's how football works. That's the quarterback's guy. Please don't, if you don't know how some protections work, please don't criticize the offensive line if you're not sure.
Are you telling me 5 can't block 6? Is that the numbers thing we're talking about?
It's this weird thing, and it's literally the quarterback points. It's like, hey, that guy comes, I'm screwed. And a lot of quarterbacks point to remind themselves. So I'm just saying, but the reason I grouped Justin Fields into my winners of the weekend is he did some really good things with his legs, looked very athletic out there, but really the reason he's in this group is he is the most popular man in the city of Chicago. Did you see them boo Andy Dalton? I mean, they booed him and they started chanting Justin Fields' name while the man was on the field. I mean, Justin Fields is the only quarterback Bears fans want to see play quarterback. And maybe I just brought this up to remind you that Andy Dalton is in the worst spot possible, Ted. No win situation for Dalton.
It's just it's a matter of time. And hey, he knows what it is. He knows what the paycheck is all about. It's about just playing as well as you can for as long as you can until Justin Fields steps in. It's not a matter of if, it's when. So, yeah, I feel bad for him until I see that he's probably going to make about $15 million this year or something like that.
Dalton?
Yeah.
10. Pretty sure. 1 year, 10.
Pretty
I
good.
think is what it was.
Pretty good deal.
We'll see Trevor Lawrence on Monday night against the Saints. Hopefully he plays well. Apparently still in a quarterback battle. which I don't believe for a second. But the rookie QBs, they at the very least, Ted, they've been fun to watch, and
Yep.
that's all I asked for in the NFL preseason.
Well, I'll tell you, it feels like some of the young quarterbacks the last 3-4 years, there's been a really high rate of hitting on these guys to where they've taken them early, they put them out there pretty quickly, and they've done a pretty good job. It's good young quarterbacks in this league right now.
Oh, before I forget, we did have one listener tweet us in someone that should be winner of the weekend. Okay, this comes from Terry Adamson, who is a frequent listener, comments a lot on stuff, says, look at Allison Renault of Oklahoma for winner of the week. So this is the lady, the Oklahoman, that went to Afghanistan and brought back like the entire all-female robotics team from Afghanistan. So Allison Renault, great job. You are an honorary winner of the weekend. And Terry Adamson, thank you for pointing that out. That story's pretty cool. I watched it on the news.
And it was cool. But that reminds me, we had the Little League Softball World Series champs from Oklahoma, from Muskogee.
Didn't we?
How did we forget that?
We didn't now. They're right there. It's a little belated. No big deal.
We got it in. That was awesome. Not only did they win, they won bigly, and it was great. That was cool.
Yeah, I
Softball
watched
state,
it too.
man. Yep.
Watched it, and we didn't bring it up. We're terrible people.
Yep, we are.
Acknowledging it's the first step. So there we go. Okay, for my loser of the weekend. So thought about going with golf fans because anyone that turned on CBS, and I'm not saying that this may or may not have happened to me for, 2 or 3 minutes on Sunday, but if you turned on CBS and you started watching golf, you saw the final round of the Northern Trust being played, and you're looking, and it's like, oh, John Rahm. Yeah, that's right. He's at the top of the leaderboard. You're like, wait, Patrick Reed. I thought Cam Smith was in that. Like, didn't he shoot a 60 in the third round to get into the last group? Oh, but okay, Patrick Reed. Yeah, he's good too. Okay. And then maybe it took you a few minutes to realize that it was the final round from 2019 of the Northern Trust. Yeah,
it's a good way to keep those ratings happening. Like keep people glued to it that just kind of loosely have it on the TV. Smart.
The final round of this year's Northern Trust was postponed, and that's played in Jersey. It was postponed to Monday because of Tropical Storm Henry. And Ted, I assume I wasn't the only one that tuned in, and it even said it in the guide, 2019 Northern Trust. I didn't pay attention, just was like, I know golf's on CBS. Boom. I watched for a few minutes, and I was like, wait, where's Cam Smith? Because I knew he had just fired a 60, right? It was like the course record or whatever. I was like, where is he? And then I realized it was from 2 years ago.
Well, at least you noticed fairly quickly and didn't watch the whole thing play out.
It was, and now that, when you do this podcast or you do radio and something like this happens to you, like, God, I'm an idiot. And then you're like, but it'll be a pretty good story.
Yeah. The dumb things you do turn into good material. That's for sure.
Yeah. But my loser of the weekend, I'm going with Thunder fans, especially the ones that don't have DirecTV or Cox Cable, because the Oklahoma City Thunder released their schedule for this season, and they do not have a single game on TNT, ESPN, or ABC. They do have 4 games on NBA TV. I'm not sure if that counts as national TV or not, but it's better than 0, I suppose. But to my knowledge, Ted, Bally Sports, which, used to be Fox Sports, now Bally Sports, Oklahoma, hasn't reached any sort of agreement with YouTube TV or Hulu TV. So the Thunder fans that are cord cutters out there are in a bad spot, man. I don't know what they're supposed to do.
Well, go to the game, I guess.
Hey, if you want to see it, go to the game. Right?
Go to the game. Or go to the bar.
Yeah, you go to the bar, go to a friend's house, I
Go to a
suppose.
friend's house. Yeah, that is
Because
an
Bally Sports
interesting
didn't have
deal.
like a standalone app where you can like just pay for it, right?
I know Fox Sports used to, but I don't know if they do or not. I honestly don't know.
I mean, because normally you can get one of those apps and you log in with like your TV provider login, you know?
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
Can
I
you
don't
pay
know.
like a
It's a good
dollar ninety
question.
nine for just to see the Thunder game? There may be like a package for NBA League Pass where you just buy a one team package or something. Maybe they can get it that way, but it doesn't seem like it's being made very easy for some Thunder fans.
I feel like one of the common things I'm hearing from cord cutters is, and I'm not hating. I want to be a cord cutter. I wish I was,
I wish I was
but
too, but my wife will not. We will have Cox Cable till our dying days.
yeah, I. The thing I'm hearing is it started off cheaper, but now it's more expensive because you have to get everyone's got their own streaming deal that you have to log into now. So you have like 15 subscriptions to different things that are have just chiseled away, and it's now the same price or more expensive than it was before.
Yeah, it's like you've got Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. Like it just
Yep, never ending.
HBO Max. Like it's all just adding up, and you're like, oh, I'm only paying $275. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's not even counting the internet bill.
Yeah, so I'm with you, but there are some exciting home games that you cord cutters can just come to the game. It'll be fun. Home opener for the Thunder on October 24th against the 76ers. Russell Westbrook comes back to town with the Lakers October 27th. Oh yeah, by the way, LeBron James plays for that team as well. He's pretty good at basketball. Kevin Durant returns along with Oklahoma's own Blake Griffin November 14th. The Thunder have the New Year's Eve game that they've had a lot. That game will be against the Knicks. The Bucks, the defending champs, come early March. Steven Adams makes his return to Oklahoma City in front of fans. Remember, he plays for the Grizzlies now. That will be March 13th. And then Trey Young comes to town March 30th and Cade Cunningham April 1st. So some exciting home game scenarios. If you don't if you don't have DirecTV or Cox Cable, come on to the Paycom Center, take it in person.
Yeah, well, have they? I mean, we assume they're allowing fans in a full arena,
Right?
right?
I I I I made that assumption.
We've heard nothing different, I guess.
We've heard nothing different, so I'm assuming they are. Is
Yeah.
that a bad assumption? Now you've got me scared.
No, I don't think it's a bad assumption. I think it's the right assumption. I haven't heard really of anyone up to this point that has any type of restriction going on. Now, there may be some entry requirements coming up, but
Yeah, you
I
saw
don't,
that at Oregon and Oregon State, right? For football.
yep,
What vaccine? You got to be vaccinated or show a negative test within 72 hours or something like that? Or is it just for Oregon? Is it
that's right.
you got to be vaccinated?
No, it's the test or a
One
test.
or the other.
Yeah.
That seems like it's gonna be kind of standard a lot of places, huh? Is how it's starting to feel.
It seems to be trending that way,
Right. We'll see.
which I still don't understand, but
But
a
hey,
topic for another day, maybe.
we're just here to talk about football. That's all we're here to do.